Take a moment and set aside every distraction. Slow your thoughts, quiet your heart, and breathe deeply. Life moves so quickly that we often miss the gentle moments that matter most. Yet sometimes, in the middle of ordinary days, we feel an unexpected longing, a quiet invitation reminding us that there is something greater than the noise surrounding us. Perhaps today is one of those moments. Maybe you've been carrying burdens that no one else knows about. Perhaps you have smiled through difficult days while hiding questions deep inside your heart. Maybe you have searched for peace and accomplishments, relationships, possessions, or endless activity, only to discover that none of those things could satisfy the deepest longing of your soul. If that describes you, know this: God's love has never stopped reaching toward you. Throughout your life, there have likely been moments that caused you to pause. A sunrise that filled you with wonder. A quiet evening when your heart suddenly felt drawn toward prayer. A difficult season that changed your perspective. A stranger's kindness when you needed it most. These moments may not have answered every question, but they reminded you that hope still exists. The scriptures tell us that God is near to the brokenhearted. His love is not reserved for people who have perfect lives or perfect faith. His grace reaches ordinary people who are learning, struggling, questioning, and growing every single day. Sometimes we imagine that God waits for us with disappointment, keeping a record of every failure. But the Bible paints a different picture. Again and again, we meet a father who welcomes prodigal children home, who searches for the lost sheep, who leaves the 99 to rescue the one who wandered away. That is the heart of God. His invitation is not rooted in fear, but in love. Perhaps you've been so busy that your spiritual life slowly faded into the background. Work demanded your attention. Responsibilities multiplied. Worries filled your thoughts. Days became weeks, and weeks became months. Without realizing it, your conversations with God became shorter and less frequent. Still, His faithfulness remained unchanged. Even when we become distracted, His mercy remains available. Even when we struggle to find Him, He has never stopped drawing near to us. Life has a way of convincing us that we can handle everything on our own. We chase success believing it will satisfy us. We pursue recognition, hoping it will complete us. We seek approval, comfort, security, and certainty in countless places. Yet the human heart was created for something deeper. It was created for fellowship with the one who knows us completely and loves us unconditionally. The beautiful truth of the gospel is that we never have to earn God's attention. His love is not purchased through perfect behavior. His grace is a gift freely offered through Jesus Christ. Wherever you find yourself today, there is still hope. If you've grown tired, He offers rest. If you become discouraged, He offers strength. If you've made mistakes, He offers forgiveness. If you've wandered, He welcomes you home. God often speaks most clearly when our hearts become still enough to listen. In a world filled with endless notifications, opinions, and distractions, stillness has become rare. Yet throughout Scripture, many people encounter God not in chaos, but in quiet moments of trust and surrender. Maybe today is an opportunity to create one of those moments. You don't need impressive words. You don't need perfect faith. You don't need to have every answer. Simply begin with honesty. Tell God what is on your heart. Speak about your fears, your hopes, your doubts, your dreams, and your disappointments. He already knows them, but prayer opens our hearts to receive His peace. No matter what yesterday looked like, today can become the beginning of something new. The God who created the stars also knows your name. The God who formed the mountains also understands every tear you've hidden. The God who has remained faithful throughout history remains faithful today. His invitation has never been about condemnation. It has always been about restoration. As you continue listening, allow your heart to become open to hope once again. Not because life will suddenly become easy, but because you do not have to walk through it alone. Every new sunrise reminds us that mercy is renewed. Every breath reminds us that life itself is a gift. Every opportunity to seek God is an invitation to discover peace that circumstances cannot take away. Wherever this message finds you today, may it encourage you to pause, reflect, and remember that the journey of faith begins not with having everything figured out, but with taking one simple step toward a God whose love never fails. And perhaps that step begins right now.